I have made it absolutely no secret my disappointment in the tenure of Ras Baraka as mayor of Newark, New Jersey's largest city. And a lot of it has to do with his overtly feminine means in which governing, particularly since the CV situation really jumped off. But this story right here, it jumps out to me because New Jersey's media is nonsense. Okay, New Jersey's media is complete, trash. If I'm going to be frank about it. And so so this headline caught my attention. I'm like, well, people die in Newark all the time. That's not to be callous. It's just speaking the truth. And in this area, in particular in Newark, people get shot and pass on every single day. So I was like, wait a second, Ashley Moore death investigation. Why is this sticking out? If outlets such as Insider New Jersey, what's up, Max? I love you, Max, but y'all print some nutty shit. You print everything with a very clear agenda, my guy. Mad love, but you print a lot of shit with a very clear agenda. And so, they don't normally do press releases like this regarding, individual deaths. Let's get into this. Mayor Ras J. Baraka's statement regarding Ashley Moore death investigation. Weird. Mayor Ras J. Baraka. First, we express our condolences to Miss Ashley Moore's mother, Starlet Carbons, and the rest of her family and friends on her tragic, untimely passing. As mayor of a city that has undergone significant police reform, I am promising a full review and transparency in the Newark Police Division's handling of the death of Miss Moore, a transgender woman whose body was discovered outside the Newark YMCA on April 1st, 2020. So it's a dude got killed in front of, this is April, May, June, July, August. So this happened 4 months ago. Okay. But once again, this, because bodies get found. Bodies get shot. Bodies get found. In these areas a lot. So it's like, why are you putting out the statement? That's why they're putting out the statement. A dude that dresses like a chick got bodied. But, nobody knows how this happened. And so thusly, they're on top of it. We believe the police followed all necessary policies and procedures around Ms. Ashley Moore's death, but the handling of the case has raised more concerns of her family and the alphabetical community. We fully expect to inform them of our police actions and answer any lingering questions they may have about Ms. Moore's death to the absolute best of our ability. We also want to assure them that we have listened to our alphabetical activists and used their input to draw up the first police policy to treat the alphabetical community with respect and dignity all human beings and their families deserve. Here's the deal. It's sort of like with the Almeida situation, right? Where there was that had that racial component to it, and I believe this one has the trans component to the alphabetical component to it. And so what they're trying to, or the Maurice Gordon situation, right? Like New Jersey's media is trying to push a lot, they really try to stoke fires and make things seem as if they were more bonkers than they probably were. I mean, one of the things particularly about that part of the alphabetical community is that, in a lot of cases they're dealing they have a lot of less than legal dealings and deal with, less than reputable individuals. I'm not saying that the passing is right. Audience, you know me well enough to know I wish harm upon no one. Okay, but I'm also one to recognize when the choices that people make lead to whatever consequences those choices produce. All right. And I think that that's a big problem. I don't think that there's a lot of people willing to acknowledge that, look, I mean, if it's like begging me to, shed tears for, somebody in NAMBLA, right? If you don't know what NAMBLA is, I'm not going to explain it, but you made the choice to try and go for that. So if, let's say, you get found out by somebody's father and get your ass beat, then like, bruh, the choices you made led you to that situation. It's hard for me to empathize and sympathize with you. And with not that much information to go on this and on this, and it's been like 4 months. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But because of the, that hard left, oh my goodness, we need to control everything, super feminine way of thinking. Yeah, Ross was pushed into making this statement. Okay, so first, please, policy to treat LGBT community with respect and dignity all human beings and their families deserve. But that's what our rights are. Like, I mean, ultimately, you'd like to think that police would treat every body equally, the exact same. Like, they'd go at it with the same fervor, but we all know that's bullshit because they respond differently when one of them, a police, gets hit. Like, that's just a fact of life. But if there were something to be found of this situation, I have no doubt that the detectives involved actually went out of their way to do what was necessary, and cross all their T's and dot all their I's. But because of the very prickly, to be kind about it, community that they're dealing with in the alphabetical community, it's just like, oh man, we got to make sure that we tell them, we got to stay on top of it. That policy was adopted by the New Jersey State Attorney General, Gruwall, who got me. I'm banned on Facebook again for hate speech, whatever, and deemed a best practice throughout the state. Our officers participate in ongoing training to engage the LGBTQ community with sensitivity and common decency. We expect from all their interactions with the public. The deal is that who's training the alphabetical community to do that? Because as somebody who's been downtown Newark at 3 o'clock in the morning, like, what those cops go through, man, what those cops got to deal with large sectors of that community. Because even back in the day, I worked at a theater for the longest time, and right next door there was a second theater who would have these alphabetical parties every Thursday night, and they're letting out 1, 2 in the morning. It got wild. It got really wild. As Mr. Moore's death was not ruled a homicide, I concur with Public Safety Director Anthony Ambrose that it should be re-examined with the aid of the Essex County Prosecutor's Office. The deal is, it wasn't. Okay, so but that's the thing, it wasn't ruled a homicide. Like, so what is the problem here? Like, where's the foul play? And it seems a lot like with what they're doing with what was done with which body was that? Was it Mike Brown? I believe it was Mike Brown, where they've been trying, like, since it went down. I think that's the catalyst for Ferguson. They've been trying since it went down in order to bring charges against the officers, but they can't bring the charges because the evidence just wasn't there. So you have these prosecutors, just having to keep going in front of, like they take 6 months, and then every 6 months they come out and say, we looking, but we can't find anything. We can't try. And it's like, okay, how about you just deal with any of the other crimes that's going on right there? But but that's the deal with dealing with politicians. They can't just come out and say, like, look, there was no foul play, there wasn't a homicide or anything else like that, leave me alone. It's more along the lines of, well, we gotta stay behind because O's low. Like, come on, y'all. The commitment to the health, safety, and dignity of all residents, despite race, gender, ethnic origin, or sexual preference, has been a benchmark of my administration. We live by those values, and once again, I want to assure the family of Miss Moore they will be applied here. They've already have, and there wasn't even ruled a homicide. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. So apparently it wasn't ruled a homicide by the autopsy, apparently. But they gonna keep digging because, my goodness, they gotta keep placating, just like Kamala and Biden, and dealing with their base. Guys, this is ridiculous. But with that being said, we're gonna bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff, if you like to toss it, like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. You want to get videos like this every single day, share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and Bitchute and Like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know, what do you guys think in the comments? Yeah, man. Like the only reason that this is getting the boost and this is like in inside of New Jersey is because of the alphabetical angle to it. But when in reality, no like if the investigation comes back and it wasn't a homicide, there may not have been any foul play at hand. Shoot, there's what do you what more is to be asked? But you may disagree. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until the next one.